The Land Trust in Napa County is dedicated to preserving the character of Napa by permanently protecting land. We work to protect the full range of Napa landscapes: wildlands, scenic vistas, agriculture, forests. The following story is about 4 agricultural landowners who worked with us to protect their land.
I've been in Napa since 1964. We came to the Napa Valley with the intention of farming grapes, growing grapes, and possibly making wine. It became what the Smithsonian Institution called among the 101 objects that made America. And the wine that won in Paris, a bottle of that wine is in the Smithsonian. So it had historical importance for the nation. And I thought the way to protect this land from being anything but what it was destined to be, its highest form of agriculture, would be by a land trust conservation easement.
The Land Trust in Napa County has been around for 40 years, working with landowners to protect the most beautiful sites across Napa. We've protected over 57,000 acres, that's over 10% of the county, on a wide range of types of land, from ag lands to redwoods and oak woodlands to meadows full of wildflowers.
My father purchased this ranch in 1973, and my father planted the first vines that were ever introduced to this ranch. He loved the open space. He wanted to see as much of it preserved for agriculture and open space as he possibly could. My dad's emotional attachment to this ranch is what led him to the Land Trust.
For us, we'd like to see the Napa Valley 100 years from now look as it does today. I think that keeping the Napa Valley with open space that's guaranteed will be something that generations thank us for, and I think it's incredibly important.
Well, other landowners are probably motivated to do it for their own reasons, but to preserve the agricultural here in the valley. It's a small valley. It's threatened all the time with development. And I think that people, once it's explained to them, and the fact that they get a tax break when they do it, that a lot of people will be interested in it. I don't think a lot of people really know a lot about how well it works.
The conservation easement is a document that the Land Trust will work with the landowner to develop that allows the landowner to protect some or all of their property in perpetuity. If the landowner has a large piece of land and they want to retain the ability to do agriculture on part of it, an easement can accommodate that. If they want to protect some part of it as natural and wild, they can do that through the easement. If they want to eliminate the potential for some houses but not others, they can do that through the easement. It's a very flexible document.
The Land Trust is great. They're all well-meaning people. They all have, you know, it's a job for them, but they have their hearts in it. They really are dedicated to preserving Napa County. I've had no problems working with them. We have inspections every year of the properties we put easements on. Never had a problem because we've abided by what we've said. And that's why I'm 100% for the efforts of the Land Trust. I'm going to put all of our property before I die into the Land Trust, and I encourage other people to do the same. It's so important if we want to have and keep Napa County beautiful.
Through this mechanism, we're able to preserve, and I love the term, in perpetuity, the land as it is, both the agricultural and the wild side.
And when you read back the history of the Napa Valley and those people who were inspired to do the ag preserve, I really feel this is a way for us to move forward and have the community realize just because you sell a property, they can't build without controlled interest of the entire community. And I think that's so important. If we want to see it be beautiful 100 years from now. Everyone who can be a part of making those decisions has to make them now.
Well, I think one of the most exciting things about conservation is its very long-lasting nature. Whenever we protect land, we do it in perpetuity, and that's a long time. And the landowners who are involved in this are interested in the same thing. They love their land, whether it's agricultural land or a natural area, a forested area, ranch. They want to protect it and make sure that it continues to be as beautiful as it is today on into the future. And through conservation easements, we can do that.
I was trying to stimulate people to do the same thing, to put their lands, their agricultural lands, in land trust so that its agricultural capacity to grow these beautiful wines would be continued.
My dad passed away last year at the ripe age of 87. He had a great life. And I know that to the very end, what he had been able to do for the land trust meant a great deal to him personally. The conservation easement that my father donated covers 480 acres. That represents the large majority of this property, which is approximately 650 acres in size. The conservation of land and the preservation of open space is absolutely critical to maintaining the unique place that Napa County holds within the state of California.
The next 10 to 15 years are a critical time for conservation in Napa. There's only so much land in Napa, and we think conservation efforts over that time frame will define the look and the feel of Napa over the long term. So at the Land Trust, we're working hard with landowners to protect the beauty of Napa that we all appreciate.
Napa Valley is a beautiful place. How do you preserve its ability to express great natural beauty as well as agricultural capacity to grow beautiful grapes? And it would be really wonderful if more people would think about that and put it in that perspective, that they're making a contribution to a natural and national treasure.